Alright, yeah, guys. So, yeah.
Instead of confining themselves to the
Welcome back to
heavens,
the episode of Genshin
God
Impact,
should
yeah,
broaden
guys.
their horizons in the world below.
So, yeah. In this episode, we're going to continue Lynette's. Sorry, that was some random number no one cares about. Anyways, we're gonna do Lynette's. Will be the 5.8 update. Yeah, we're gonna have a bit of a pause for the House of Heart shit for next stream in order to focus on the new updates. So yeah.
I believe this cat belongs to me.
Oh, they're fighting over the damn cat.
I already told you, this isn't your cat.
Just take a breather, you two. Oh, you're here. As you can probably see, you'll have to take a rain check on that tea I promised you. At least for now.
This is my friend's cat. He's preoccupied with some important business, so I came to retrieve her in his stead.
The way she speaks is loud and authoritative. Like it's like she's delivering using her tone of voice to spell any doubts of her integrity.
No. It's far more likely this cat escaped from the Humane Society.
So they could be hiding something. And keeps stuff to the side.
Bonnie?
They're trying to.
That's the name I've given her in the meantime. Well, this complicates things.
I told you before. This is my friend's cat. It's normal for her not to trust me.
Listen, I'm the director of the Humane Society, okay? We've got so many strays, dogs, cats, you name it. I'm not even the one feeding them most of the time. You can hardly expect the cat to recognize me.
Okay. Are you sure?
She just looked somewhat familiar, so I came to check, just in case. If she turns out to be one of ours, I'll take her back. Simple as that. Even if that's not the case, the Humane Society could still take her in. If no one else comes to claim her, that is.
What's Humane Society?
We're an organization that specializes in rescuing and sheltering stray animals. We've been in business for several decades now. I'm Bernard, the current director.
The Humane Society. Huh. The name sounds familiar. I remember hearing good things. You're the one in the Quartier Lyonnais?
Yes, that's the one. Anyway, if it's not too much trouble, could I possibly take a closer look at the cat? If it turns out I really am mistaken, I suppose that means the cat belongs to this lady here. She would be the only remaining option after all.
It belongs to my friend.
Yeah, what?
Go on, Bonnie.
Oh, nope. Looks like I was mistaken. They do look similar, but there's an ever so slight difference in this one's fur color. Deepest apologies, friends. Well, I suppose this means I still have a missing cat to search for. Apologies again for the confusion.
So, this is your friend's cat?
Oh, yes, exactly.
Wait a second. You lied earlier, didn't you?
Lied? I'm afraid I don't know what you mean.
A liar always has a tell. The look in their eyes, their breathing pattern, the way they hold themselves. The things that can give you away are often more numerous than you would think.
What are you talking about? The way I see it, you're conflating baseless conjecture with fact.
Normally, when someone is called out, their breathing speeds up as they begin to panic. But your breathing pattern hasn't changed one bit. In fact, it's been strangely calm and measured this entire time. It stands to reason, then, that your agitated behavior earlier was all an act. If you're a bad guy, I'm sure you'll take off running the first chance you get. If you're a good guy, the most likely explanation is that you're a member of the Guards, or some similar organization.
And you're basing this off of?
Intuition. Nothing more.
Intuition. Well, I have to hand it to you, Lynette. You're right.
Right.
I'm a member of the Guards. The name's Elodie. I'm currently investigating a cross-border smuggling case. This cat here, Bonnie, what's her name? Well, her owner is one of the prime suspects of our investigation. A couple of days ago, our suspect got wind that we were on his tail and fled. That's most likely how he got separated from the cat. I just so happened to stumble upon your notice in the Steambird. So, I decided to see if he'd come back for her. But it looks like I overestimated him. The impact of this case has been huge. The Marechaussee Phantom, the Guards, and the Special Patrol have all launched investigations. If there was even the slightest chance that he would show himself, I had to follow up on the lead. A new kind of illegal drug, imitation synth. We confiscated all the synth on the market, but addiction isn't something that goes away overnight. Even without substances on the market, people are still looking for a way to get their next fix. And criminals are all too eager to capitalize on that addiction. That was the impetus for imitation synth. Needless to say, a small-scale market opened up very quickly. After the original synth debacle, we put several measures into place to prevent similar incidents from occurring. The perpetrators got smart, though, and shifted their sales overseas before those measures could kick in. That's when the imitation synth smuggling began. We only recently got word of the presence of imitation synth overseas. We managed to track down evidence of some early transactions. What we were able to find out, however, hasn't proven that useful given the amount of time that has passed. The Marechaussee Phantom launched an investigation to track down every person in Fontaine capable of producing a drug like that. That's how we learned about Bonnie's owner.
Who is he attacked?
He's a researcher at the Fontaine Research Institute. His name is Pierre. Pierre Lafayette, to be exact.
Lefebvre.
Oh, Pierre. Slight look of dread just crossed Lynette's face. Tracy. Yeah, for real, because the way she managed it, the way Lynette manages her expressions, like feels more like.
The Marechaussee Phantom found him in Poisson. In addition to the cat, he also had a pendant with him.
Oh, no, that.
At first, there wasn't much cause for suspicion. A search of his house didn't reveal much to go off of either. The Marechaussee Phantom very nearly left it at that. It was only later that we realized the coat of arms on his pendant belonged to none other than the Lefebvre family, one of the most infamous aristocratic families in Fontaine. Obviously, this discovery prompted a further investigation into Pierre. At that point, however, we discovered that he'd already fled. Now the guards and the special patrol are all searching for him.
Could his family be hiding him?
That's not possible, actually. The Lefebvre family has been gone for a long time.
Exactly. Many years ago, several important members of the family, including the patriarch, were murdered by an assassin of unknown origin. From that point on, family's power and influence took quite the hit. The family is engaged in all manner of crimes. As you can imagine, there's no shortage of people waiting in the wings to take their revenge. And with the family severely weakened, they were able to do just that. Most of the remaining family members succumbed to sickness or hunger. The ones that survived are currently living out their days under a new identity. Pierre is one of those very survivors. He's been hiding away in the Fontaine Research Institute all these years. His true identity unbeknownst to all. Until now, that is.
All right.
Well,
Is it really
my
okay
fellow
to share
guards
this
told me
information with
all
us?
about how smart and courageous you both are. And I know you possess a strong sense of justice.
All right.
There could be a chance that Pierre, or one of his accomplices, might attempt to get close to Bonnie. Now that you've been briefed on the situation, I was hoping you'd help us keep a lookout. If I take Bonnie back to the guards with me, there's no way Pierre will try and come for her. Not even the most daring of criminals would attempt something like that.
So we should keep Bonnie with us for the time
I
being.
have to admit, I'm not holding out too much hope that Pierre will come back for her. But if there's even the slightest chance, then it's worth a shot.
All right.
Well, I've got some other leads to follow up on. If Pierre does appear, please contact me right away.
Okay.
It's nothing. I'm fine. It's just... the head of the Lefebvre family. He was the eminent person who kidnapped me all those years ago.
Yo, for real? He was the same dude that kidnapped you? Wow. That is fucked
It was
up.
at a dinner party. Someone tricked me into boarding the Lefebvre family carriage. Whoever it was, they took me back to their home. But before anything worse could happen, Father intervened. Yep,
So that's what happened.
Father was the one who orchestrated the fall of the Lefebvre family. That's what led Lenny and I to join the House of the Hearth. After all these years, I never thought I'd hear the Lefebvre name again.
And I'll be honest, stop calling the name father. Like, deadass. You forget that the name's female. Like, start calling her mother at least. That would have made even more sense since the name is female. So yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna start using the terms mother and parent for the knave, because there's no way in hell I'm calling a female father, bro. Because usually when it comes to dads / fathers, they're usually male. So yeah, and for females it's mother. So yeah, it's always been like that since the start of humanity. So yeah. Basically, ever since humans started existing. So yeah.
I wasn't feeling sorry
Are you
for
okay?
myself. I was just thinking about Lenny. He's been acting strange recently. He avoids me for days on end, consumes himself with some secret investigation, and then, out of the blue, pushes me to do that acting job. Thinking about it now, it's almost like the one I drew from that deck of cards was part of his plan all along. He must have asked Fermine to help him out. In any case, I know he's hiding something from me. He's really pulled out all the stops this time.
You think he knows
It's
about
very
Pierre?
possible. I'm sure he tried to send me away because he was afraid it would bring up some painful memories for me. It wasn't necessary, though. Even after all these years, he's still as overprotective as ever. You'll have to help me teach him a lesson if we run into him along the way.
All the way, are we going
Yep.
somewhere?
I want to head to the Fontaine Research Institute to learn more information about Pierre. Just let me activate search mode and then we'll head out. Who knows? Maybe we'll run into Lenny along the way.
Are you trying to help out Lenny with his investigation?
A little bit of both, perhaps. For the most part, though, I just have this sense that something's not right. Something isn't adding up about Pierre's story. I'm just not sure what.
Also wants to know secrets he's hiding.
Okay, I'll write a letter explaining everything to the crew. Once that's done, we can head out.
So yeah. Let's go. Wow, that's crazy. How one of the routes is short. You know what that route reminded me of? Even though I haven't done that route yet, it reminds me of Bennett, bro. Because like, this route in particular, it reminds me of Bennett. Because like, this route in particular, it reminds me of Bennett. Because like, this route in particular, like, this route in particular, it reminds me of Bennett. Because like, this route in particular, like, this route in particular, it reminds me of Bennett. Because like, this route in particular, felt extremely short, bro. This one felt short. The fruitless anticipation one, what felt pretty short. This one also, these two also felt pretty short. I feel like Bennett has like the shortest shit, bro. On something, I gotta take this game off the screen. Currently, I gotta take the game off the screen currently first or something. Damn it. You know how they be doing these so-called live streams, Genshin? But you know how from time to time they'll put in codes that you can redeem? The sad part about it is that most of these codes only last like I think 48 hours, if I can recall, bro. So yeah, like I don't know when the live streams come on, like.
Fresh fruits, sweeter than syrup.
So it's gonna be harder for me to enter the shit. Obviously, I can't show you it because even though
Exploration and
even though that
trials.
Hoiberg released them publicly,
Adventuring
so
is right up
I'm
my
still the type
alley.
of person that refuses to reveal anything private, bro. Refuses. Just for everyone's sake, bro. And also because we already have enough fucking hackers in this world, bro. Like, no one needs another one because there are idiots out there that just steal people's passwords for no reason. All I gotta say is be wary, guys. Beware of.
Instead of confining themselves to the heavens, God should broaden their horizons in the world
shady,
below.
guys.
Lynette, you're, not at rehearsal?
Yeah, they are.
You can drop the act, brother. In fact, I don't think either of us will have a need for acting anytime soon. You should know better than to try and keep something from me. You've never been able to do that, even when we were kids.
And that's why I tried to distract you with the masked mime show. But I guess you're just too good.
Care to introduce us to your new assistant?
This is Officer Shavras, captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. You may have met her already.
It's an honor to meet you. I have to admit, I'm quite familiar with both of you already. I should clarify something. Mr. Linney's here at my invitation, not the other way around. To borrow your expression, Miss Lynette, I suppose that would make him my assistant more than anything. We've brought on Mr. Linney as a consultant in the past. He was instrumental in helping us crack a case involving a perpetrator who used magic tricks to commit crimes. I was hoping he'd be able to provide some valuable insight this time around as well.
Because
So you've heard everything then?
That's exactly why we're here. There's always been questions surrounding the fall of the Lefebvre family. Some people even believe the House of the Hearth was involved. Whoever was behind it all was extremely cautious. They didn't leave a shred of evidence. This very fact, however, leads me to believe it was indeed the work of that harbinger. I took a look at the entrance and exit records of all the carriages that night. Let's just say it wasn't hard to deduce that there's ill will between you two. Don't worry, I don't have any evidence to that effect, and I certainly don't plan on going to bat for such a despicable family. Plus, you were victims back then more than anything. I sought Mr. Linney's help with the smuggling case. Nothing more.
You're really teaming up.
The way I look at it, it's a collaboration between us as people, not the organizations we represent. Besides, by working together, we can expose the truth as quickly as possible. You can hardly say that's at odds with the justice my organization strives for. Not at all. I was planning to invite you from the very beginning, Miss Lynette. It's just that my assistant here raised some objections.
Linny, I'm not the same person I was back then. That little girl who did nothing but cower in the corner in fear, she doesn't need saving anymore.
This is that you're not gonna protect them forever. You're not. There's gonna be a time where Lynette wants to fight for herself. Like, you can't always be protective over Lynette. Lainey.
I'm sorry, Lynette. You're right. I let my concerns get the better of me.
Oh, and the next time you want to distract me, you should try a different approach.
Who's this? You pick up a stray while I was gone?
It's a bit complicated. I'll explain later. Anyway, her name's Bonnie.
Well, if there are no objections, then I suppose the only thing left to say is, Lynette, Traveler, welcome to the team.
It appears the Lefebvre family was very particular in their use of insignias and emblems. The family would use different emblems to mark differences in status, blood relation, and the like. In fact, the insignia that was discovered on the pendant was used to represent an illegitimate child.
So that would mean Pierre is the bastard child? Oh my god. Yeah. Wow, it's crazy how it took until Fontaine for me to hear the word bastard used in this game, bruh. Like, bro. Sometimes it just feels like it's E10, more E10 plus as opposed to teen. It feels like, even though that this is supposed to be a T-rated game. I'm guessing they kept the more vulgar words to minimal. It's violent content, I guess. To be fair, the original version of Shadow the Hedgehog only used the word hell, be T-rated initially. However, during development, the E10 plus rating was introduced by the ESRB. And Sega saw that more players, so had to get either toned down or removed. So yeah, what is the E10 plus rating, you might ask? And why did it take until 2005 to introduce it? I don't know why it took until 2005 for it to be introduced, but I know that the E10 plus rating is basically age rating by ESRB it's basically for games that are too inappropriate.
It's highly likely. That very status might have been what allowed him to emerge from the fall of his family relatively unscathed. It would also explain why he was able to assume a new identity as a researcher with relative ease.
We discovered something interesting, though. After talking to some of his co-workers, it appears he pretty much works at the Institute in name only. He's practically been cast out.
Apparently, Pierre was once addicted to synth. He tried to use the resources at the Institute to create a substance with a similar effect. He claimed it was just for research purposes, but the Institute revoked his access to the relevant materials regardless. He was placed on disciplinary leave, pending a thorough investigation of his actions. But it seems the Institute ran into some trouble along the way. Could have been a lack of personnel or a timing issue. In any case, they had to table their formal investigation into Pierre. Unfortunately, that also included reporting any relevant information to the higher authorities. As for his family background, it appears none of his co-workers at the Institute were aware of that information. All they could tell us was that he was quite the recluse.
Maybe we'll have to take our
Other than
investigation
the pendant,
elsewhere.
we didn't find anything else of note at his residence in Poisson. Based on the samples of imitation synth we've been able to analyze, it appears the substance leaves behind strong traces wherever it's produced or stored. Those traces might not be obvious to the casual observer, but they're not something our guard poodles would miss. Pierre's home, though, came up completely clean. We didn't find any records indicating possible involvement in overseas transactions either. So, the Marechaussee Phantom didn't view him as a major suspect at first.
Maybe he had a separate, dedicated area where he made the imitation synth.
Well, his neighbors did say he was often gone for long stretches of time. You would think with him out and about so much, people would have spotted him around Poisson, but residents said they barely ever saw him in town. If his reclusive nature was just a matter of keeping a low profile, I guess it would make sense for him to have a secret base to carry out his business.
After he disappeared, the guards conducted a thorough search of Poisson, but they didn't come across any suspicious locations.
Poisson. You know Hotel de Boer, where I first found Bonnie? To get there from Poisson, you have to cross a stretch of ocean. It's not somewhere a cat could just wander off on its own.
A cat? You mean...
Bonnie is Pierre's cat.
Oh, that's right! When the Marechaussee Phantom first tracked him down, I remember there being something about a cat in their report. So this is her?
From what we've learned about Pierre's habits, he doesn't seem like the type to venture out without a purpose. So what you're saying, Lynette, is that Bonnie couldn't have gone missing in Poisson. If that's true, then...
Exactly.
She
Bonnie might even know where it is.
have one off.
Wait,
Only have
you think the cat can lead us there? But she's not trained like one of our guard poodles. How is she supposed to understand what we want her to do?
Meow.
Lynette, give it a try.
Meow.
Why is this there? What?
Near the
What do you want to
coast, the beach, and beneath the cliffs. The place we're looking for is most likely north of the court of Fontaine.
Well, I've certainly never taken a witness statement like this before.
Well, if it works out, maybe it's something worth getting used to.
Cats and humans are actually pretty alike. When it comes to communication, most of what we want to convey can be accomplished through body language alone. But humans tend to rely too much on speech to ever take advantage of that fact. Of course, body language has its limitations. You're not going to be able to get across anything too complicated.
The important thing is that we now have a lead. Let's try and find a place that matches the clues Bonnie gave us.
Alright, let's go. What the hell are you? Oh wait, I think it was one of those people that was in one of my streams, I think. Let's go.
Seems like Bonnie is trying to take us somewhere.
Let's see where Bonnie's. Let's see where Bonnie is.
Gardamex ahead.
Look out!
Yeah, take.
Yeah. Wrath from the sky!
A little amuse-bouche, a burst of flavor. The audacity! A dash of frost! I swear by my sword! Off to the freezer! Yeah! Goose on the loose! Show no fear! The audacity! What did I do wrong?
Burn it down! Light up the blazing sun!
Go and blend!
Eyes on me!
A little amuse-bouche!
Oh. Why? Oh, hey, when
Barbados, guide us.
is run. Oh,
The pinnacle of excellence! Wow, Lynette, you found this place so easily. If I thought there was any chance you'd say yes, I'd recruit you into the Special Patrol here and now, no questions asked.
Sounds familiar. I pretty much receive letters daily from people trying to poach her from me.
Let's just focus on our search. There's a lot to investigate.
hey, finally, bro. Having trouble with the fucking camera, bro. Like, what the hell? So, yeah. Let me try to check, bro. What's happening? Hey, finally. good. It's good. It's good. So yeah. Go. Escape.
Aha! Just as we thought. This is where the imitation synth was being made.
Oh, so that's the drugs. These bottles and jars. Are they all imitation?
Looks like he's got more than just imitation synths stashed around here. In addition to the raw materials needed to synthesize the substance itself, there's a large quantity of cleaning agents and a few drugs I haven't been able to identify. These cleaning agents are likely used to dispel traces of the substance, like its smell. The Special Patrol did some digging into imitation synth. Our records indicate that it's very difficult for ordinary people to detect traces left behind by the stuff. I'm sure that was the case for Pierre as well. It must have taken a considerable amount of time and skill to ensure all those traces get washed away. But what are these other drugs for?
Oh, you lady.
The material these bags are made of, it's quite rare.
Doesn't it look similar to the material used?
It's the very same, actually. Romaritime flower fiber. But there's something special about the composition of these bags. I took a closer look, and it appears they're not only waterproof, but also corrosion and leak resistant. Even the strings look specially designed to keep the bags closed nice and tight. I came across some bags made of the same material just now, but they were much smaller and thinner. From the look of them, they seemed far less durable as well.
So, kind of like one of those small sealed bags.
Very similar, actually. Normally, it would be easy for a guard poodle to sniff out the imitation synth, but if it was sealed away in a bag like that, it might be possible to elude detection for some time. But what could these big bags be for then? If the goal is to keep the imitation synth hidden and sealed away, these bags seem a bit too conspicuous.
Now, last but not least, Lynette.
When the Marechaussee Phantom searched Pierre's house, there was no sign of these barrels, right? You're right. That doesn't seem like his way of doing things. How did he get them here, then?
See where the barrels. The barrels show signs of water damage, dried up water stains can be seen around the circumference of the barrels. There seems to be a pattern of the location of the water stains. For some reason, they appear to be limited to the lower half of the barrels. Lids don't seem very tight, maybe sizable gaps around the edges, but there doesn't appear to be traces of water inside the barrels.
Only the lower halves of the barrels appear to have been submerged in water.
Based on the various ingredients we've found, this appears to be where Pierre was cooking up his imitation synth. It looks like he used a special cleaning agent to get rid of any residual traces of the substance on his person before he left. That's how he was able to get past the guard poodles.
That's why the Phantom didn't find anything suspicious at his home.
So then he transferred the imitation synth into small sealed bags and took it somewhere else for the drop-off.
No. I don't believe our suspect is the kind of person who'd go around carrying incriminating evidence with him. That would potentially create too many eyewitnesses. The cleaning agent and the sealed bags might get past the guard poodles. But if a member of the public or even a guard on patrol happened to see him during the drop-off, a quick search would reveal everything. That's still a very risky operation.
So drop-off happened at sea. There'd be no one around to see him.
The barrels we found were wet around the base, but the top half was dry. As if they'd been standing upright in the water. If you put a barrel in the water, it will normally float on its side. Unless it's heavily loaded, in which case it'll sink.
They must have used something. Turn them into airtight flotation device.
Yes. With flotation rings around the body of the barrels, they'd stay upright in the water. And then he could afford to load them more fully.
You think he used floating barrels? I suppose if he acted at night, when there are very few other boats around and visibility is low, it's a valid theory. We can't rule it out.
But then, wouldn't the barrels be carried off by the waves or the currents? How would the person doing the pickup know where to look?
Barrels that could flow away and get lost at sea.
Traveler, can you come take a dip in the sea with me? I have a feeling that somewhere down there, we might find some rope. If a rope can be used to keep a pet from running away, then why not a barrel?
Alright. Let's go in the water, yeah, guys. Wait, golden crab, golden crab. Crab! Shit. No big deal. I don't know why when it comes to the panty area, for some reason the water is like that when it comes to their panty area.
The wreckage of a small boat? This isn't the place.
Seriously, I don't know why the water is censoring it. I don't know why. Like, what's wrong with panties in a T-rated game? Like, they're just a type of underwear that females wear. Come on.
Time to go up and report.
See, you can see it uncut just fine above water. So yeah.
As expected, we found a few pieces of rope and some anchoring stones underwater. If you attach them to a floating barrel, it would look like this. With this anchoring system, it would be possible to use floating barrels for the drop-off. You would just need to drop them in the water at the agreed-upon location. We also came across the wreckage of a small boat. It must have been left out on the water and capsized due to the force of the wind and waves. Its small size, however, would have made it perfect for staying undetected.
God, stop fucking calling me, bro. Whoever the fuck keeps calling me, like, stop fucking calling me, bro. Like, bro, stop.
Let's talk this through. Based on the evidence we've collected, it seems like Pierre would row a small boat out to the agreed-upon transfer point, drop off the barrels, leave, and then row back and retrieve them after the transfer was complete.
Why use a vault to drop off method though?
It could be that he was trying to avoid meeting up with his associate face to face. As one of the sole survivors of the Lefebvre family, maybe he was just used to that sort of elusive lifestyle.
It seems like Pierre deliberately chose the floating barrel method so that the goods could be dropped off and picked up at separate times. That way, the two parties wouldn't have to meet each other.
Well, if that's the case, they must not have a very close working relationship.
Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. Assumptions can be detrimental to solving a case. It's possible they were just trying to keep a low profile. Two boats sailing to the same location at once could be too conspicuous. The most important thing is that we can now confirm Pierre wasn't acting alone. The floating barrel drop-off system is proof enough of that. Let's say for now that he was only in charge of producing the imitation synth. That would mean there has to be at least one other person involved in the operation, likely in charge of transporting the goods across the border.
That explains why we couldn't find evidence linking to him any overseas operations.
Since we've determined that the goods were transported by boat, maybe we can track down some travel logs or something.
We can certainly check the various ports for that information. It's possible, however, that Pierre's associate also used a small boat for the transport, and docked along the shore rather than at a large port. If that's the case, it's unlikely there would be any record left behind.
Have you looked into the ports already?
Absolutely. Before Pierre disappeared, we made sure to investigate all sorts of outward-bound vessels. We also had port authorities keep a lookout for anything suspicious. Unfortunately, we were never able to find out how they managed to get the imitation synth across the border.
Small boat, a few barrels isn't going to get you very far.
You're right. Whatever vessel was used for the pickup, the person responsible for smuggling the substance out of Fontaine would have had to use a larger vessel for the actual transport. That's the only way they would be able to smuggle on a large enough scale to make a profit. They must have found a way to disguise the imitation synth to clear port inspections.
Well, even if we can't find any travel logs.
Exactly. We can't let any opportunities slip through the cracks. Although, given the amount of ports that could be involved, we should probably split up.
I'll run home and ask some of my brothers and sisters to try and dig up some information.
I should also head back and update my platoon on our progress. I'll grab some reinforcements while I'm at it. Lynette, Traveler, why don't you head to Lumideus Harbor and see what you can find out?
All right. Come on, Bonnie. You too.
Wow, honestly, this route feels pretty long. I have yet to get a fucking ending. This one, So yeah. Yeah, looks like we'll have to swim there. Yeah, guys, that's what it looks like to me. Yeah, we have no choice but to swim there. Yeah, guys, yeah. Since I haven't been there yet. Since I haven't been, honestly, I don't even think I've been to that place in Fontaine yet. Distant Harbor. We get the teleportation waypoint first. There.
Oh, Lynette, traveler. And Bonnie, too.
Oh, it's that same bar from earlier, huh?
Did something happen?
We're here to check on the travel logs. Update them on the situation.
Oh. I see. Thank you for everything you're doing for the people of Fontaine.
What are you doing here?
I'm in charge of guarding the port. You mentioned you were after some travel logs, right? I can go fetch those for you.
Looks like I've got another hard day of work ahead of me.
But things usually pretty hectic around here.
Oh, not usually. It's this incident that happened recently. Before that, everything was normal. All we had to do was confiscate anything suspicious and we could call it a day. Pretty simple stuff. But things are much more complicated now. We somehow let suspicious cargo pass through the port undetected. Not even our guard poodles were able to sniff it out. Even worse, we still don't know how the perpetrator was able to conceal the goods so well.
By suspicious cargo, do you mean imitation synth?
Yep. However, prohibited substances are just one example. We confiscate all sorts of contraband during the course of our inspections. Or at least, we're supposed to.
So what happens to the goods you confiscate?
Oh, we keep them in a storage locker. If they turn out to be something particularly dubious, we'll turn them over to the Maison Orderly. If the goods are only slightly suspicious but could otherwise be harmless, like raw materials that could potentially be used to create contraband, we return them to the ship they were confiscated from, instead of letting them pass through the port.
Sorry for the wait. These are the travel logs for all the recent activity at the port.
Oh, you brought Gerard with you.
Actually, he followed me here himself. It's like he smells something on me. Huh. I wonder why Gerard is reacting to you two so strongly.
Huh? We were so careful not to touch it.
but we still ended up with
Could be
traces
because
on
we left the
this.
place where
If it leaves a residue so easily, I just don't understand how the culprit was able to disguise the goods at all.
Why don't you have a look at the travel logs first? All ships coming in and out of the port are recorded here, except for the ones the port authorities ride to and from work.
go through the numerous travel logs. We know several instances where the Humane Society is listed. Name really seems to stand out.
The Humane Society. Their name is
We
all over
encountered
the
that
exit
organization
logs.
before, right?
The purpose for leaving is always listed as overseas adoption.
Ah, the director of the organization explained that, actually. He said a lot of the cat and dog breeds unique to Fontaine are also very popular overseas. So, his organization offers an overseas adoption program.
Bernard, the director of the Humane Society, was the man who came looking for Bonnie earlier.
The cat that fled for. Could that really be a coincidence? It seems as if Bernard was also hiding something. He seemed so insistent, but only ran a cursory check for just leaving like that. When he came looking for earlier.
Have you figured it out, Claire? The way the criminal
What if he
disguised
wasn't
the
actually
goods.
there to check if Bonnie
When
was busy
Bernard
cat?
asked to take a closer look at Bonnie, he was actually checking whether there was any imitation synth in her stomach.
Wait, what?
The sealed bags we found at the secret base. They were specially made to be corrosion resistant.
So that they wouldn't be
And
digested.
there were gaps around the lids of the barrels, and airbags were used to keep them upright in the water. Those drug shivers found at the secret base.
So that the animals
She most likely didn't recognize them
Maybe
because they're
that's a
not
great-
used on human beings. It's an anesthetic used on pets. The perpetrator must have given it to the animals.
so they would keep still influencing those.
Must have made the animals swallow the sealed bags full of imitation synth at his secret base. Then he stuffed them into floating barrels and left the rest to Bernard.
The sealed bags combined with an animal's body odor would certainly be enough to mask the scent of imitation synth.
During our inspections, we would have never thought to inspect the bellies of those animals for anything suspicious. Even if we tried to feel around for something, I'm sure it would be difficult to detect.
Exactly. I bet Bernard even transported animals with scent in their stomach alongside ones without. That way, it would be even harder to say with certainty that something was amiss.
Do you think Bonnie could have imitation since
She's
her stomach?
probably in the clear. Otherwise, Bernard would have never left without her. I'm guessing he didn't know whether Pierre had already hidden the next batch of imitation synth before he fled. Just imagine. He sees the notice we put in the Steambird, and it turns out that one of the very cats he gave to Pierre for the smuggling operation is out in the open, roaming the streets of Fontaine. If Pierre had already hidden the next batch of imitation synth, then Bonnie would practically be living proof of their crimes. He would have had no choice but to go after her.
So, that's why he came to find you and insisted on taking a closer look at the cat.
Yeah, I must have fled in a
Wait
hurry.
a second, I'm a little lost here. I get the part about hiding the substance in the pets, but those, what did you call them again? Floating barrels? Why even put the animals in there in the first place? If you've got something as convenient as a floating barrel, why not just stuff it with the imitation synth directly? Why not wait to hide the stuff until after the exchange has been made?
In order to make sure the animals could swallow the sealed bags, they made them extremely thin. Had they not done that, the animals would have likely bitten or chewed through them.
If any irritation since leak
That
out.
step would have required a lot of energy, as well as a certain amount of technical expertise. So, it was better left to the more experienced Pierre. We've already proven how easy it is to pick up trace amounts of imitation synth, so I'm sure Bernard was taking all the precautions he could to avoid the same fate.
Okay. Then, let's head to the Humane Society right away and bring that guy to justice. I'll bring a Gardemec to speed up the process.
Oh, so we have to do a world quest for this one. That would not be. Okay, next episode will be the 5.8 update. Yeah, guys. I know we still haven't gotten that. We still haven't gotten a single ending for Lynette yet, but it's already like an hour, 12 minutes long. So yeah. So I'll see you guys next time. Next time I mean later on, like around 11, 11:30, somewhere around that time period for the next Genshin episode, because it's supposed to be around 11 p.m. where the new update is supposed to